Strome, it was just brought to our attention that you don't have an every week walk-up song, and this is just a gross oversight, at least on our part, maybe, but
Definitely
might be on your part too.
No, because our weekly guests, we always ask them, all right, what's your walk-up song, your favorite band, favorite song? So you're going to have to pick one.
Yeah, you can think about it. You can ruminate on it for a week and just come back, unless you have something off the top of your head you want to go with.
What do you like to listen to in the locker room before to get pumped up?
Well, actually, Washington's one of the only teams in the NHL that has their own goal songs when you score.
That's right.
So maybe I'll just ride with that one, and it's the Middle by Jimmy Eat World. So
there you go. I love that.
That's a smash. We know that Osh's is Country Roads. I don't know a lot of the others by memory. I should know that, but yeah, I think Jimmy Eat World is a great choice.
All right, Valdez, there you go. You remember that one.
So we'll just go with that. All right, so Dylan.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a good one.
Very good. So you guys host the Kraken tonight, and I'm going to talk about something off the ice first. You know you've arrived in the NHL when your team does a promo night featuring your bust as a chia pet, like the Caps are doing with Sonny Milano tonight. Such great hair. I know you have good flow too, but you're at best second place. Sonny Milano's got the best hair game on the Washington Capitals, and it's going to be the giveaway tonight at Capital One Arena. That's pretty big for him.
Yeah, it was something that they talked about at the beginning of the season in camp, and then you never know how a guy's going to react. I think it's pretty cool, obviously, but Sonny's quite the character, and when he found out, he was pretty pumped about it, and I know he's looking forward to it. So they posted a funny little video of them doing like a promo about it in camp, and he's a pretty funny guy. So when they were asking him to do some of the stuff, he's like, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. So, it was pretty funny, and I'm sure the fans are gonna love it. He's got, I think, probably the best hair. I mean, in the NHL or up there at least.
So you guys are coming off the big win against the Kings, where Carly scores with under a minute to go. Good scene in the locker room afterwards with Patches making a heartfelt, emotional speech about his last 2 years being pretty tough, coming back from the Achilles injuries. And then the camera pans over to Tom Wilson, who's got like gauze and bandages stuffed up both of his nostrils, his face bloodied. That was a hard-fought win for you guys against the Kings.
Yeah, that post-game speech by Patches was awesome. He's obviously played 5 hockey games in the last 2 years, and as a guy who's playing hockey, he's 35, I think, or 30, 34, 30, somewhere around there, and someone that's been playing for as long as he has, I'm sure he's never gone that long with playing that little game. So I know it's emotional. He had his family at the game. He's got 5 kids. So he's obviously busy at home. He's got 4 boys and a girl, and I know they were all at the game. So he's an awesome teammate. He's a great guy, and you can tell how much of a leader he is. Like, I just felt like when he was saying that, you can kind of tell in his voice, the reason he was a captain, especially at Montreal for so long. He's I'm excited to be continuing to play with him. He's a great teammate and a great guy to play with. So it was definitely nice for him to get his first point, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got his first goal tonight.
Dylan, I was watching the game a couple games ago when you scored in the crease, and I think it was on a power play.
That was the Carolina game.
Yeah, that was the one you were at. Yeah, and Ovi slipped it to you. I thought he was going to rip it.
Yeah.
And I saw how fired up you were, and it just made me I was like, I mean, we all know Ovi's a great passer or whatever, but we're looking for Ovi to score 100 goals all the time, but the guy's just such a complete player. Even when he's kind of having a down year, goal scoring, at least as of a day or two ago, he's still leading you guys in points, contributing in a million ways. I saw how fired up you were for that pass. I see how fired up Ovi gets when other guys score. Just talk about that sequence a little bit and just playing with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's a living legend. I think there's a lot of words to describe him. He's a guy that I didn't really know how much he loved. Like, I knew he loved to score goals. I think everyone knows that. You could see his celebrations, and those are the ones that kind of get talked about a lot. But I noticed it a few times this year. Like when we were in Montreal, he made a great pass to me, and we scored to make it we cut the lead to 2-1. And I was celebrating pretty hard, and then the camera kind of pans over to him in the background, and he's celebrating just as hard as I was. Right. And that was one when he got in the points on. And then the 2-2 goal, he didn't even get a point on the play. He swings away from the celebration the other side, and he's like waving his stick in the air and waving his hands in the air, and just he's just a great teammate, a great guy to have on your team. Someone that's chasing Gretzky, and yeah, the goals haven't been there as much as they've been in his career, but I do think that he's heating up, and I don't think anyone's going to be surprised when he finishes with somewhere close to 30. So I know we're excited for that, and I'm looking forward for that down the stretch. I think he's got it in him.
All right, Stromer, so you know how hard it is to put streaks together in the NHL. It's just a tough league. And Seattle is 8-0-2 in their last 10. They've won 7 straight games, right? And I feel like, and you guys, you're hovering around 500 in the last 10. I feel like you guys have to go on a streak right now of winning like 3 or 4 in a row, 5 in a row. I know it's very difficult, but just to kind of get yourself in the middle. You're only 5 points back of Carolina in the Metro, but just talk about how hard it is to win and put 7 or 8 in a row. Edmonton's won 8 in a row. Seattle's won 7 straight. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But they're coming into your house. You guys have had 3 nights off. So talk about this game tonight against Seattle. How are you going to beat them?
Yeah, they're obviously a team that we don't play very often. They're first of all, they're a new team in the league. They've been having some success. I think they're a team that kind of has like 4 balanced lines. They're not really a team with, so to say, a superstar on their team, but they kind of get it done in all different ways. They have a couple goalies that have been playing pretty well. I know Joey Decord's been getting some media, hype the last couple days or last couple weeks, and for good reason. I guess he's been on quite the tear. So, they're a good team. I think we're just gonna try to focus on us. We've had these 3 days off. We've had pretty grueling schedule over the last 15 to 20 days. So. I know we're going to be rested. We're going to be ready to go, and I know the building's going to be rocking. I think, like you said, with how hard it is to win, these games in a row. I was just looking at the standings last night. Like, there's like 5. It seems like there's like 7 teams in the Eastern Conference that have 44 points, and we're one of them. And it's right there. So I think, like you're talking about, if you go on a 4, 5, 6 game win streak, or even where you lose in overtime, where you get a point in 5 or 6 games in a row, I think. You can start to separate yourself, and as Carbs talked about the last couple of weeks, it's a big part of the schedule for us right now. So nice to get a win versus LA versus a really good team, and then obviously the Rangers coming up back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday. So if we can get 4 points out of those guys, I like the way we're sitting.
Joined by Dylan Strome from the Washington Capitals. So Coach Carbs shook up the lines mid-game against the Kings. He put you, Patches, and Ovi out on the same line. Are we going to see that same line tonight with the Kraken in town?
I don't think so. I think I know. I don't think so. Yesterday in practice, it was me, myself, Ovi, and Wilson. We were back together. Okay. So we'll see what happens. I know Ovi didn't really practice yesterday. He only did like the skills. So it's funny. Like I it's the perfect time for me to call you guys at 8:45 because I'm like waiting to go into the rink. So I usually get a few tidbits about the team that we're playing the night before from you guys, or playing them that night from you guys. Like I didn't know they were 7-0-3 or 8-0-2 in their last 10. So now I'm gonna go tell that to the boys, and they're gonna think I'm all smart in there.
No, okay. Excellent. We'll get those 2 points tonight, man. We're pulling for you. We'll talk to you again next week. It's Dylan Strome from the Washington Capitals. Thanks, man. Appreciate
Thank you, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, bro.